Welcome to the Tech Money Pit, the podcast where we dive into the hidden costs of technology and how to stop them from draining your business budget. I'm your host, Sophia Rodriguez.
And I'm Marcus Chen. Before we jump in, just a quick heads up for our listeners. Sophia and I are fictional hosts created for this podcast. But the money you're wasting on tech, that's very real.
Absolutely. Today we're tackling what might be the single biggest silent budget killer in corporate IT, SaaS license waste. It's like the leaky faucet of the tech world. Drip, drip, dripping away your budget when you're not looking.
You know, I've always thought of SaaS license waste like this. Imagine paying rent for 100 office desks, but only 50 employees actually show up to use them. The space is paid for, maintained, cleaned, but half of it just sits there, empty.
That's such a perfect analogy, Marcus. And speaking of empty seats, remember that time at your last company when you discovered they were paying for premium Slack licenses for the entire marketing department, but half of them were only using the free features?
Oh God, don't remind me. That audit nearly gave me a heart attack. We were hemorrhaging something like $12,000 a year on features nobody was touching.
And that's exactly what we're talking about today. According to Zylo's SaaS Management Index, up to 50% of SaaS licenses are underutilized in a given month. 50%. That's half your software budget, potentially going down the drain.
And globally, 37% of all installed software is never used, leading to $259 in wasted spending per desktop in the US alone. We're talking billions of dollars in waste annually.
Let's break this down for our listeners. What exactly do we mean by SaaS license waste, Marcus?
At its core, SaaS license waste refers to software licenses that you've paid for but aren't being used or are severely underutilized. There are really three main categories we see over and over again.
Let me guess, shelfware has to be one of them.
Bingo. Shelfware is software you've purchased but never actually deployed or activated. It's literally sitting on a virtual shelf, collecting dust while you pay for it month after month.
Then we have unused entitlements, licenses that are assigned to users but rarely, if ever, used, like giving everyone in accounting access to a high-end design tool that only one person occasionally opens.
And my personal favorite, zombie licenses. These are the undead of the software world. Active licenses assigned to employees who have left the organization. They just keep shambling along, eating your budget long after the person is gone.
Terrifying, and mid-market companies seem particularly vulnerable to this problem. Let's talk about why that is.
It really comes down to growing pains. Let's consider a fictional IT manager we'll call Alex. He works at a 400-person SaaS company that's scaling quickly. As soon as they hit the growth phase, license waste started creeping in from every direction.
Let me guess. Different departments buying tools independently without IT's knowledge.
Exactly. Sales added Salesforce seats. Marketing got Canva licenses. HR brought in Bamboo HR, all without centralized tracking. Before Alex knew it, almost 30% of their SaaS stack was completely unknown to the IT department until they ran a full discovery audit.
I saw a Reddit post recently where someone asked how they keep track of all their SaaS licenses and tools. Want to know the response? I pray nothing breaks. That's literally their entire strategy.
That's actually more common than people might think, but definitely not recommended.
No kidding. Let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets painful. According to a report published by Tech Republic, $34 billion is wasted annually on unused licenses in the US and UK alone.
Let's put that in perspective with our friend Alex. He identified 50 unused licenses across 5 SaaS tools, each costing his company $30 every month. That's $1,500 per month, or $18,000 per year in pure waste. And that's just at a mid-sized company.
And that's before we even talk about the hidden costs, the weaker negotiating position at renewal time, the budget planning headaches, the opportunity cost of money that could be spent on tools you'd actually use.
It's death by 1,000 cuts. Or in this case, death by 1,000 monthly subscription fees. So here's a quick 3-point self-check for IT managers. First, have you renewed software licenses without reviewing usage data? If yes, red flag.
Second, is your SaaS inventory still managed in Excel or Google Sheets? If yes, you're not really tracking effectively.
And third, have you found licenses assigned to users no longer with the company? If yes, you've got zombie licenses eating your budget.
If you're saying yes to even one of these, you've got some digging to do. Let's look at some real-world examples of how this plays out.
Let's start with Salesforce. Their licenses can run anywhere from $300 to $450 per user per year, depending on the edition.
That's not cheap.
Not at all. In one case, an IT manager discovered a user was assigned an active Salesforce license, but had never completed two-factor authentication.
So they couldn't even log in?
Exactly. No 2FA meant no login and no usage. That license had been sitting idle for over 3 quarters, auto-renewing as part of the yearly contract. That's over $1,000 down the drain for just one user.
And there's the Atlassian Jira example. I've seen this one myself as a CFO. The HR team deactivates an employee's email when they leave, removes their Google Workspace access, but forgets to unassign their seat from Jira.
And then it auto-renews with the next billing cycle. Classic zombie license scenario.
And let's not forget Zoom. During the pandemic, everyone panic-bought Zoom licenses. But in one mid-sized team, 20 out of 25 licensed hosts hadn't held a single meeting in the last quarter.
But they were still paying for all 25. And in Zoom's billing model, licenses renew by default unless manually adjusted.
What's the common thread in all these examples, Marcus?
They're all completely preventable waste. With the right visibility and processes in place, none of these scenarios should happen.
Which brings us to the solution. What's the fix?
It starts with visibility. You can't manage what you can't see. Without knowing what software is being used or not used by different teams, IT departments are flying blind.
When I was a CFO, we implemented a SaaS management platform that gave us browser-level tracking of app usage, idle license alerts based on login activity, and automated syncing with our HR systems to catch off-boarded users.
That kind of visibility is game-changing. In Alex's situation, implementing proper SaaS tracking helped his team reclaim over $30,000 in redundant licenses within just 3 months.
The first step is so simple. Know what's in use, know what isn't, and then act accordingly.
Once you see SaaS license waste in your organization, it's hard to unsee it. And more importantly, it's hard to justify not addressing it.
By cutting down on shelfware, you can reclaim a significant chunk of your budget, trim your SaaS stack, and build trust with your finance team. More importantly, you free up budget for tools you'll actually use.
And that's what it's all about. Making sure every dollar in your tech budget is working as hard as you are.
That wraps up today's episode on SaaS license waste. Next time, we'll be diving into cloud computing cost optimization, another budget black hole for many organizations.
Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter for more tips on avoiding tech money pits. I'm Marcus Chen.
And I'm Sophia Rodriguez. Thanks for listening to the Tech Money Pit, where we help you stop throwing good money after bad technology. See you next time.